How do we fit cardio into our weightlifting routine? What even counts as cardio and who should or maybe shouldn't be doing it? Should we do weights or cardio first if we're going to do them on the same day? And what the hell is fat burning cardio? Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. I'm Kayla Marie, certified personal trainer and nutrition specialist for over 10 years now, and I help my clients learn how to love to lift weights and stop fearing food. So today we are talking about cardio, cardio. And if you're like me, I am a weightlifter at heart. Let's just say cardio does not come easily to me. So today we're going to talk about sort of different ways to implement cardio into your weekly weightlifting training routine so that you're not killing your gains, you're adding and supplementing your workout fitness routine rather than taking away from it, and kind of a different spin on how to do cardio that doesn't just involve running, which I think a lot of us just jump straight to is, oh, if I want to do cardio, it has to be running. Well, I'm not a strong runner, and it also really hurts my joints. I cannot do really high impact. So the way that I implement cardio into my own personal training as well as into my clients' training is sort of unique. I'm not going to make you go and run a mile, especially if you're not already a runner and you genuinely enjoy it. So on one end of the spectrum, we have a ton of weightlifters who end up neglecting cardio because one, it's hard and we hate it. Two, there was this kind of myth that if you do too much cardio, it'll kill your gains. And three, we might just gravitate towards the weight room in general. However, I am a huge proponent of incorporating some type of cardio work because it's just going to help you perform better in the weight room anyway. If you are a weightlifter and you're hesitant to try cardio, just remember it's only going to make your lifts better. You're going to be able to have better capacity to stand those loads and be able to get oxygen and blood into the muscles that you need, because a stronger heart and lungs mean a stronger body overall any way you look at it. Another thing that we can look at is your recovery is going to be improved. And I'm a big proponent of being all around fit. And that means that you're strong, but you're also able to be cardiovascularly fit. And then we don't neglect mobility as well, but that would be a different video. On the other end of the spectrum are the cardio bunnies who maybe are a little bit intimidated by the weight room. So they gravitate towards cardio all the time and they don't end up incorporating weights. Now we're talking about cardio in this video, but I want to remind you that we always want to be prioritizing weightlifting and strength training, resistance, weight bearing activity. Even some of the top performing athletes, it doesn't matter what their sport is, even if it is running, they are jacked and they're in the weight room at least 2 times a week. So we want to remember that even if we're going to be incorporating cardio, the focus is on strength training. And then let's incorporate cardio smartly and as you enjoy it so that you're not burned out, you're not cutting into your weightlifting sessions, and you're recovering well, and you end up feeling strong and powerful after your cardio rather than feeling defeated, irritable, miserable. Cardio also gets way too much credit for fat loss. I want to remind you that cardio is not superior for losing fat. So even if your goal is weight loss, you still need to be in the weight room building muscle, because the one true way to actually boost your metabolism is to have more muscle. Cardio won't do that. So your training doesn't change depending on if your goal is to lose weight, gain muscle. That will change your nutrition and maybe a little bit of your training, but not really. There's this idea that when you're shredding, you have to up your cardio, and it's just not necessarily true. If you want to shred, if you want to lose weight, any movement's going to help. So sure, add a little bit of cardio, but I don't like doing cardio for fat loss because it ends up just being a miserable time if that's your end goal. What I want to do with cardio is focus on the benefits it's going to bring you mentally and physically, and how it's going to just help you be a better overall fit person versus how it's going to help you be a smaller person. So without further ado, let's dive into the different types of cardio and how we can implement them into our training routine every week. So technically, true cardio is any repetitive rhythmic motion that uses the aerobic metabolic pathway. And we all know what that feels like. Your heart and your lungs are working hard. Now, I tend to cheat a little bit because I'm not somebody who can just jump on a treadmill and run for an hour. Is if I want to incorporate more athletic style movements that challenge my cardiovascular function, but it's a little bit easier for me mentally to actually be motivated to do this type of workout. And I genuinely enjoy it better. So what I tend to do is I will disguise my cardio and I'll use things like a box jump, jump rope, sled push, things of that nature, maybe some kettlebell swings, things that are going to get my heart rate up, but they are also serving another function to be able to jump higher, move faster, work on those core, movements and cardio combined in that. That's a really effective way for me that I love to incorporate. It's not technically cardio, but there's different types, okay? We're just gonna go. Another type that I tend to do more of is going to be intervals or sprints. Again, I'm not a runner, okay? A mile is actually quite difficult for me to do easily. So if that is also you, if you're just not somebody who can just go out and run a 5K and be fine, I love to do short 10 to 15 minute sprints or intervals after my lifts, or maybe on a different day than my lifts. So what this might look like is either on a treadmill, or if I have an open field or something, or a street that I can use as well, I might do like 10 to 15 minutes of sprints so that I get the cardio, and trust me, you are working. But it's definitely not endurance. It's more power, short duration, lots of energy. And I love this way of training, and it's shorter duration. So if you're somebody who maybe struggles with the idea of doing like an entire hour of spin class, maybe try some intervals. And if you're not a runner, I also love to do this working on a spin bike and doing intervals as hills, right? So you jack up the resistance, you maybe stand and you're climbing these hills for 30 seconds, 90 seconds, the chorus of one of the songs that you're listening to. And I don't know about you, but spin classes really intimidate me. And I have instructor bias. So if you love spin classes, that's a great option. But again, they could be intimidating. Maybe they're always really full and the schedule doesn't work for you, whatever it may be. I just will go on a regular spin bike outside of that room and do 10 to 15 minutes of hills, or I'll do 45 minutes of what we call steady state cardio, which is probably what you're more familiar with, right? Where you might do 30 minutes, 60 minutes of running, biking, elliptical, swimming, whatever it may be. You know the cardio things. This is also great. And one of my goals for 2024 was to include a steady state cardio session once a week in my routine. And I've been pretty good. There's been a few weeks I haven't done it, but I either use the spin bike or I do an incline treadmill walk. I don't tend to like the elliptical. I just think it's really awkward personally. And I'm not a fan of the Stairmaster. So those are my cardio, is spin bike or incline walking, or I do sprints, or I'll do like one of those athletic circuits that I talked about in the beginning. So these are different ways to incorporate cardio into your weekly routine. You could do 2 strength training sessions, 2 of these cardio sessions, maybe 1 circuit, 1 steady state. You could do 4 weightlifting sessions and 1 cardio day, depending on what you're in the mood for. So there's not a right or wrong way to split this up, but I do love to encourage people to incorporate a well-rounded fitness routine and include some of this cardio stuff even amongst your strength training. Now, if you're going to do them on the same day within the same workout, I would do maybe a little cardio warm-up for weights, right? I always warm up with like 5 to 10 minutes of a gentle cardio, nothing crazy. Go to your weights and then go back and do your 10 to 15 minutes of sprints or your 30 minutes of elliptical, whatever you're going to do. It is much easier for your body to go from weights to cardio than to go from cardio, where you're depleting all of your glycogen stores, which is where you're going to get most of your fuel from. And then you go to weights and you won't be able to lift as heavy as you should be. So we want to prioritize the weightlifting, and then you can go back to doing those sprints. So if I'm going to do 15-minute sprints. I might do them at the end of an upper body day just because my legs would be a little bit toast. I don't want them to cramp. Or again, I might do it on a different day than my weightlifting altogether. Lots of different ways to incorporate cardio. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about some things that we hear surrounding cardio in general. Something that is a huge misnomer because of the watches that we wear is when we do cardio, it seems like we're burning a ton more calories than when you go and lift weights. Your watch is going to be wrong. Please do not use that as like, oh, I need to do more cardio because it'll burn more calories. You are burning less calories overall, and you're burning less calories in the long term. So the only way that you can actually boost your metabolism, which means burning more calories at rest, is by having more muscle mass on your body. Muscle requires more energy to be sustained than fat does. So you want to prioritize that strength training, because even if your goal is to burn calories and lose weight, you are doing more damage, so to speak, in the weight room. And then you're going to continue burning calories for about 24 hours after you're done weightlifting. This is called the afterburn effect, because now your muscles have to repair themselves. Versus if you are running, you're burning a fair amount of calories, sure, and then you stop running, you're pretty much done burning those calories. And not to mention, a lot of people end up ravenous after a cardio session. So you might end up eating more than you think because you end up so hungry. Not everybody's like this, but a fair amount of people end up ramping up their cardio and then they ramp up their appetite. You often hear things about a fat burning heart rate zone. So what this is based off of is the true fact that you might be burning more percent of your calories from stored fat during that time. However, what they don't tell you is the rest of the day, your body ends up compensating the other way so that it burns kind of like the same amount of carbs and fats throughout the day. Now, what your body is burning at this exact moment does not matter in terms of overall fat loss. So we're concerned with overall energy expenditure, calories in, calories out per day, per week, not what your body is burning from fat or from carbs or from wherever while you're doing the activity. This is also why, like, that weird, I don't remember what it's called, but it's a gimmick. When you blow into, you like take this like breathalyzer type thing in the morning and it tells you whether or not you're burning more carbs or more fats and how you should eat that day. Yeah, that has nothing to do with overall fat loss. Now, my opinion is that all of us should be incorporating some type of cardio because of the benefits outside of weight loss. The mental health benefits, the brain benefits. It helps prevent Parkinson's, dementia-related diseases when you are pumping oxygen into certain parts of your brain via aerobic activity. Now, it doesn't have to be running, especially if you're not a runner, okay? I feel ya. But if you like swimming, if you like dancing, if you like riding your bike or hiking, or if all you can manage is a little bit of a walk on a treadmill, that's okay. Start wherever you may find yourself. And if your main athletic goals happen to be cardio related, say you are a marathon runner or a Spartan racer, or you're trying to get faster, or you're trying to run longer, those goals are great. We still want to be weightlifting at least twice a week, even if you're doing other endeavors. If you are maybe heavily focused on your cardio goal, that's when I would maybe switch the order and I would do your cardio before your weights, only because that is your priority. In general though, if your general goal is like fitness, health, muscle building, and then you want to sprinkle in some cardio, that's when I would do the weights first, cardio after. But again, it all depends on the person, depends on your split during the week, your frequency, and also any outside goals that you might have. So I hope this video has been helpful, and if you would like to help me back, please like and comment down below maybe what you have been doing for cardio or what you're thinking about starting for cardio if this video has inspired you at all. I am also launching for the very first time my Lift Club. So Kayla's Lift Club is a month-to-month training subscription where we're going to be working in a small group together on workouts that are near and dear to my heart. It's my favorite way to work out, and I've really just put 10 years of training experience into this program. It incorporates this type of idea of combining strength training with cardio, mobility, and athletic performance so that you are an all-around fit athlete not just somebody who like lifts weights sometimes, right? We're going to get serious about training. So if you're interested in that, please see the link down below. And thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see y'all next week. I try to post every single Wednesday, so I will see you then.